Hello, let's do Wordle number 943, and today's rant and theme will be about Diablo. Before I get started on that, though, I've decided I'm not going to put music in this video, and I'd like your feedback on whether you enjoy having music while I talk, or if you prefer no music. I did get a comment yesterday saying, hey, love your content, but the music should go. Essentially. And I had a similar thought because usually my Wordle videos were short and I could just put like a little audio track behind it and, kept it a little bit more interesting. But if I'm just going to talk about stuff and things like that before the solve, I don't know if there needs to be music behind it. So let me know what you prefer. Do you like having the music? Did you not care? Or do you like it better without the music? Because I'm not going to just change everything based on one comment, but it did, it was a catalyst for that because apparently I'm ranting about music now, but it's a catalyst for that because I was having similar thoughts myself of like, should I just stop putting music on these videos? So let me know how that feels. But anyway, Diablo. I could talk about Diablo for ages because I played Diablo for ages. I played Diablo 1, I played Diablo 2, and I played Diablo 3. I did not play Diablo 4. I actually haven't been playing video games since before Diablo 4 came out, basically. At least not to that extent. And I did not want to get addicted to that game because it would have affected a lot of my life. And that's kind of something I want to talk about, which is true of a lot of ARPGs I've played too, and RPGs in general, MMOs, that sort of style of game. I played not only those Diablo games, I played Path of Exile for a while. I played World of Warcraft for a long time. A lot of these RPGs, Guild Wars 2, and they all of these have something in common, which is the way they keep the game interesting is what I'm going to call the loot treadmill or the progress treadmill, where as you play, you're getting this minor progress and you're going towards goals. And by the time you reach that goal, they've added a new goal for you. And that's how they keep you playing and playing and playing. And then they do things like seasons where things reset and you have to get it all over again, and hooks you right back in, things like that. And they just design the game extremely carefully with great intent to make sure that there's always that dopamine hit that's happening every time you play. And if it's not happening, if they're finding that that's not happening to players and they're getting bored, they make changes to the game so that it does happen. With Diablo 3 especially, this was super apparent where every season just all the players got more powerful, and then they would have to then scale the content, add new content that was more difficult in order to counterbalance that. And they actually got to the point where the game engine itself could not handle the health numbers and damage numbers that were happening. And so they had to stop adding more difficult content because they were technically unable to do so. And now Diablo 3 is a pretty trivial game. A lot of people still have fun with it, and there are ways to have fun with it where you aren't hitting that trivialization of content. But even people who've trivialized it, now they're just trying to do it as fast as possible, get as much experience as possible, because there is this sort of endless grind, even still. And so some tools that these RPGs use. There's the endless grind where you can just always gain more XP. There's always another level you can gain. It's sort of like that you hit the max level, but now in Diablo 3, there's the Paragon levels, right? And those are endless and they get harder and harder and harder to gain. The way the loot system works, it's very random, and the chances of getting perfect gear is so low that there's always that upgrade that you're looking for, right? There's that new item that you might want that you haven't gotten to drop yet, or if you have gotten it to drop, now you want to get a better one to drop, that sort of thing. In like MMOs, there's always like the grind to get gold, the grind to do the new dungeon that came out and master that sort of thing. So the cautionary tale here, I mean, if you're enjoying it and that's the kind of thing you enjoy, absolutely. But think to yourself, am I enjoying this, or is this now a job? Because that would happen to me a lot, where I just thought, wait, this is feeling like a second job for me and not like I'm actually having fun. Like I'm doing this because I'm literally working to gain compensation. It didn't feel fun anymore. And so that's when I decided to stop playing those games. I realized it way after it happened. So that's my cautionary tale. Make sure it's still fun and not an obligation. And it can be an obligation to your own goals. It can be an obligation to your friends who play, and you don't want to let them down, especially in these multiplayer games. Or it can just be a habit. And my question is, what are you not doing if you're doing that? If you're choosing to do that, there should be a good reason to choose to do that. Like, you should be having fun. It should be entertaining. It should be relaxing. It should be fulfilling in some way. If it isn't that anymore, take a step back, think about it. That's my life advice for you. Take it or not. But that's something that I've learned. And I know that I have a very addictive personality, and I also have a lot of momentum. I'm very momentum based. I'm very habit based. And so these types of games really suck me in, and they chew me and use me up. So I try to avoid even just starting playing those games now. I have noticed it does happen in a lot of other aspects of my life, and I try to direct that towards things that at least I consider to be positive and productive. So I sound like a dad now, probably, but there you go. So that's all I'll say about that. In terms of Diablo, there is a recurring character who, for some reason, they killed off in Diablo 3. I don't know why they would kill off like the most consistent character with the first 3 games, but that would be Deckard Cain. And famously, in especially the first game, but also Diablo 2, when you would talk to him, he would say, "Stay a while and listen." So Taika suggested we start with stays. Whoa, and while. Well, stole. Is there any? I think it's just stole. All right. Well, see, if I hadn't ranted at first, then this would have been a 3-second video. So there we go. All right. Well, let me know in the comments how you feel about that. I hope it wasn't preachy. I wasn't trying to be preachy. I'm just trying to express my own experience, where I went down that rabbit hole for years and years. So anyway, let's see what tomorrow is bringing us and what I'll be ranting about tomorrow. All right. Pizza. Okay. Well, Ball2536 suggested a pizza theme. So leave 2 words related to pizza in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.